Okay, welcome to Paul's 5th Challenger. He's defeated 5 people, 4 challengers, and dethroned 1 king. This will be his 5th, and this is a very, very scary challenger. I think this will be the first very real threat to Paul's throne. I think there's a very good chance of this series going to Game 3. We're going to see Starcross Cup 3 finalist Sturm Tiger Giap going up against Paul here. Giap, of course, a member of the Sturm Tiger clan. Shout out to Daddy G, Sturm Tiger Gaddafi, for, of course, the sponsor of the Coco Jambo Award. And Paul is a member of the clan Hearts of Iron, who you might recognize as well. So there's actually, I think, a little bit of a clan rivalry going on here, in addition to just these 2 players facing off against each other. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. We've got 2 conscript opening from Giap, and Paul, despite being up against, I think, a very serious threat, has chosen Oberkommando West. He's playing a lot of Oberkommando West today. I'm pretty surprised by that. I really thought Oster for sure. But no, he's gonna go OKW against Giap's Soviets, so let's put that theory to the test. Is Oberkommando West really overpowered? Or underpowered, sorry. Are they underpowered? Or can they take on Giap's Soviets with shock rifle, guard motor, mechanized support, and a loadout? That is a serious loadout against Paul's Scavenge, Breakthrough, and Luftwaffe ground forces. I am highly curious to see if Paul can pull this off. Sturm Pioneers working on the strategic point here in the south, getting that munitions cut off with Volksgrenadiers protect in the building. And Paul looks like he wants to go maybe with tier 2, aggressive tier 2 placement. But we've also seen him use the truck just to soak up damage and push infantry around, maybe for 1 engagement. It has cost him an SWS half-track in the past. It's 2 series ago, in fact. So not sure what he's going to do. Volksgrenadiers leave their position in the building to support in the engagement for the center. Meanwhile, conscripts are in the building. Volksgrenadiers are pulling back through that deep snow, while combat engineers and conscripts take control of everything there in the north, which is going to give Giap an early munitions advantage. He was a little quicker to get all this territory captured. The church will fall into the hands of Giap here as well, jumping into the building with that squad of conscripts, just maintaining building control here early on. And then tier 1 is going to go up. So 3 cons, 2 combat engineers. I think I had a name for that build. Who do I attribute that one to? I think Dusty, right? The Dusty build. Dusty / Love Nest.
Target secure. Establish defense line. No enemy contact.
Actually, no, I take that back. Dusty always has a penal battalion. So this is really more Jeslin style, I guess? I don't know. A lot of different people do it. It's kind of hard to attribute it to any one player for really making it work hard. Volksgrenadiers jumping into the strategic point up here.
Incoming fire!
Volksgrenadiers are going to reinforce and heal by the battle group headquarters. Retreat point being unlocked there. This squad of Sturm Pioneers making its way down there towards the south. Volksgrenadiers continue working on combat engineers in the house, and here comes the M3 with the flamethrower inside.
Fall back position, upgrade ready. Enemy is alerted to our presence. Prepare for counter-strike. Send your orders!
No wipe yet. Paul spending that initial 300 manpower on the forward retreat point right here. It's going to leave him very vulnerable, but Giap is not chasing too aggressively yet. 2 squads of conscripts chase away the Sturm Pioneers off the fuel point. Volksgrenadiers are definitely winning this, though, and combat engineers can't hole up in this building forever.
Infantry attacking
M3 is on its way to save them, and it will have a decent amount of time to chase those Volksgrenadiers down on the retreat as well. I don't think there's a shoe mine anyway. I don't think that's even possible. Paul hears it coming, crushes some shrubs on the way up there, and they retreat immediately. Combat engineers will leave the building and start getting territory under control. The M3 is going to start circling back towards the center. There's the first Panzerschreck for Paul, which will give him slightly more protection against the M3, but Giap's taking very hard early fuel control with conscripts on the south fuel and strategic points.
Supply Hauptkette is ready for orders. Grenadiers back to full strength.
Volksgrenadiers in green cover, trying to put pressure on the combat engineers in the church to reposition. This squad's going to retreat after falling a little bit low. Sturm Pioneers on their way to try and pick up the wipe in their retreat path, I think, are obviously not going to make it there in time. Fresh squad of Volksgrenadiers also making its... or no, that's not fresh. That's, Paul hasn't suffered any wipes. Even with a flamethrower car on the field, he's still pretty much doing fine. He's just invested a lot of manpower into forward retreat point plus battle group headquarters. So even at 6.5 minutes in, he's at just 3 Volks, 1 Sturmpile, 4. Mine does go down right there, by the way. Might try and nail the M3 that way. And he has gone scavenge, floating a little bit of manpower while he waits for... Thank you, New Power, for your continued donations and support. Much appreciated. And for subscribing. Wow, so much support from New Power today. Thank you. That one spooked me. You should always try and donate during a really quiet, spooky moment for maximum jump scares. And yes, just for the Hyperino, I'm hyped about this matchup too. So far, no decisive engagements. Definitely anybody's game. But I think Paul might be falling a little bit behind for fuel. They're both hitting 2 CPs right now, and Jaeger Light Infantry will be deployed out of this building. Sturm Tiger Giap has chosen guard motor coordination. He'll have access to guards, which he will also field. So they're both going to start throwing call-in infantry onto the battlefield roughly the same time. Jaeger Light Infantry not doing well in their initial engagement, getting hit by the flamethrower hard. And they are forced to retreat before they get any crits of their own on the conscripts in that building. M3 is going to chase down some Volksgrenadiers here, and they get wiped. Nice pickup by Giap. Found an opportunity finally on an overextended squad. No! It gets abandoned! Oh my god, I can't even believe that. That's terrible luck for Paul. He's going to follow up with Jaeger Light Infantry to make sure that that can't be repaired or recovered. Paul's not gonna let that M3 get away that easy. Fortunately, the squad inside gets out with no casualties, so they can still stick around for engagements. Flamethrower moving up right here.
Tactics now available to frontline troops.
And there they go. Tier 3 going up on the road. Conscripts have finished taking all territory in the south, but Paul does currently hold the south cutoff, so none of these territories are connected to Giap right now. There's a fuel and munitions that nobody is benefiting from at this time. Conscripts in the building have to continue pulling back. They're quite wounded. An engagement for the north. We'll see Sturm Pioneers in great danger from guards. Bit of a late retreat by Paul, and they're getting sniped hard by PTRSs. That was a late retreat. I don't think that's getting away. Sniper in the retreat path. Flamethrower in the retreat path. Although I'm not sure. There he goes. Sniper's moving up to take the shot. This could be a wipe, I think. Take the shot. What's he doing? That's gonna get away now. I can't believe he just let that get away. Must have been caught up in the micro of another engagement. Fortunately, for example, this conscript squad might have died if they weren't paying attention. They will make it around the corner and get to safety. Jaeger Light Infantry in the center village. Create a small zone of protection. More Jaegers engaging against the flamethrower over here as well. Bringing that squad low, and it will be forced to retreat. I think Paul has suffered only one wipe no, 2 wipes this game, right? No, just one. Just one squad of Volksgrenadiers, and that's it. Giap has not lost anything other than a scout car. Not that painful of a loss.
Engineer
And map
standing
control looks like it's still pretty even. It looks like Giap has the advantage, but because Paul has this south cutoff, not as big of an advantage as it looks like.
He's down. Mission accomplished.
Actually, Cruzy, it's sitting on my desk right now.
Squad numbers back and forth.
That's, yeah.
Enemy infantry.
I look at it every day.
Squad, shut it. We are receiving new orders.
My greatest achievement.
Enemy fire! German territory increases.
Sturm Pioneers going into close range on the
Stormtroopers under fire!
conscripts in that building.
Down! Grenade!
Ooh, grenade toss, late reaction by Paul right there. That's a wipe.
We've lost a squad of
Lots
infantry.
of, this is exactly what Giap does, by the way. This is a total hallmark of Giap's strategy, is splitting his opponent's micro all over the map, everywhere, just
Target captured.
so many simultaneous engagements, and then tries to get those grenades. Got that lucky grenade right there while Paul wasn't watching. Picks up that squad. That's 300 manpower.
Keep shooting! Folks, taking fire over here!
And there's the retreat. I mean, I think I'm wearing the shirt too. Yeah. Wearing the shirt too. All kinds of relic care package items on display. Got a rep.
Infantry attacking in force! Squad, ready to move.
Infiltration grenade tosses right there. Giap, the spread wasn't quite right. Giap takes only minor damage, but he will retreat. He probably didn't even have to. I think he was going to win that engagement even without the retreat, because just of the placement of those grenades. Sturm Pioneers and Jaeger Lights trying to hold the line against Giap here, who finally, actually no, he's still not connected to the fuel point in the south. He hasn't found an opportunity to send a single squad to go capture that. You'd think he could send something. Just hasn't found the opportunity. Infiltration grenades into the house right here. Pressure Giap out of the building. He's going to have to retreat. Sniper will probably be able to protect them from getting wiped. Bringing the squad to only 2 men, and they're going to retreat as well, out of sniper fire. More infiltration grenades prompt Giap to make a second retreat, though. These retreats from his guards are expensive, all the way back into the base because of just infiltration grenades, and that's buying Paul map control. He will get control of the fuel point here in the south, and neither player is connected to either fuel point at this time. So they both have a munitions point, and neither one of them has a fuel point. Going to be a very low fuel infantry based game, which will favor Giap, by the way, because by the time that's what he wants. He's going to have, in all likelihood, the fuel for call-in tanks. Paul, on the other hand, really needs to get fuel together for things like this, like his flak half-track that he has on the field, followed up possibly by an Ostwind, possibly by who knows what.
Protect the flank!
Black half-track doing damage to the building. Pressure the conscript squads out right there. Heavy mortar on the field next for Giap to continue bleeding Paul's manpower. Paul's map control is looking pretty good now. He has connected the north fuel and he's doing so uncontested. He still has a pretty good hold on the central village. PTRS is doing minor damage to that flag half-track, but it doesn't look like... Actually, I'm not sure who's winning that. Guards are going to retreat just to be safe. Paul was probably going to win that engagement. Although the flak half-track was falling pretty low, he might have been able to force that to reposition.
Supply lines have been cut.
Sturm Pioneers repairing the flak half-track right there.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action. Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Church has been destroyed by heavy mortar fire. Currently, it's only got 1 kill. It hasn't done anything too serious, but Paul is just bleeding manpower like crazy. You can tell just by looking at his pop cap. He's only at 45 out of 100 right now compared to Giap's massive army by comparison. As far as kills thus far, Giap definitely in the lead. A very solid lead, not only in kills but in wipes. He's wiped a Jaeger Light Infantry squad and a Volksgrenadier squad, and lost only his scout car in return. Taking a very firm lead this game, and once T-3485s arrive, I don't know if Paul will be able to maintain his current level of map control at least. For Kenworth, we're in production now because he's starting to get to about that point where he needs to get prepared for call-in tanks and just try and survive on the infantry that he does have.
Contact with the enemy infantry.
Soviet territory reclaimed!
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Sandbags going up right there, and Jaeger Light Infantry retreating back to the battle group headquarters. This Jaeger Light Infantry squad engaging against Flamethrower in the south, trying to maintain a hold on this fuel point, but struggling. The other 2 squads working on cutoff points here in the north, somewhat uncontested. Field gun out here for Giap to give him a weapon against the flag half-track, which will continue to defend in this area. And he's also doing some harassment of the north with his squads of guards. Both of these players spreading forces all over the map. Everywhere at all times. Black half track goes in. Whoa, way too deep. What is this maneuver? Why? He wants to kill the sniper and he picks it up. I don't know if I think that was a worthwhile trade, but it worked. Apparently Paul thought that was worth it. I don't know what I think about that, but the sniper is dead. So is the flak half track. Just dove in. Interesting play. Jaeger Light Infantry working on conscripts in the south. Do force 2 retreats. Volksgrenadiers here as well. Ooh, getting nailed by a high explosive barrage from across the river. Late retreat. There's the wipe. Lucky burst or barrage. Lucky spread. Apparently Paul is just going to replace the loss of his flak half track with an Ostwind. Interesting. I am honestly surprised that he threw it like that, just to kill a sniper, but he does have an Ostwind on the field. He just has so little anti-tank. His Volksgrenadiers have all been wiped. Going in oddly hard on these guards. Flamethrower and AT gun right here. If he can sink that AT gun beneath the ice, maybe. No, he's not going to try. He's just going to disengage. There's no threat of AT grenades in the middle right now. No conscripts left in the engagement. Takes another hit from the field gun though, and he's about to suffer engine damage right here. He will survive this AT grenade, but it's going to put his Ostwind in serious danger. It will continue its advance through the north. There's a squad of guards available to hit it with PTRS fire. He needs to stay out of the line of fire of that field gun, stay out of the line of fire of these guards. I don't know if this Ostwind is going to get away. It doesn't look like it with its damaged engine. I don't think it can escape from this field gun, which is moving up to engage. Jaeger Light Infantry are going to try and clear it. That Ostwind serving as pretty effective bait. That field gun will probably go down fast, but here's the shot and the Ostwind is destroyed. Not worth it. These overly aggressive vehicle maneuvers for Pollard, I think, have cost him the game. I don't think he can recover from this situation. Oh! That friendly fire, though. Jeez.
Squad under fire!
And that will be, I think, the first game that Paul loses.
Target secure.
I don't think Paul has lost a single game since he started participating in this tournament.
Rifleman ready.
Not looking good for Paul. Giap, if he takes the control of the game from this point forward, will have a 426 victory point victory.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
I'm sorry, Paul is messaging me on Steam. He makes me laugh. He makes me laugh no matter what he says, honestly. Anyway, that's
We have a new T-34
private
standing
correspondence. I shouldn't be making fun of Paul.
by. Area secured.
Here come the T-34-85s, rolling onto the field now to most likely seal this game.
Objective secure.
Paul will bleed the VPs down a little bit more though, working his way towards faction selection. Should he perform a little bit better in Game 2 with his allied play.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
There's only one Raketenwerfer and one Panzerschreck available for this. House is on the verge of collapse. Raketenwerfer cleared in the first volley against it. The clock is still ticking though, still ticking a little bit. If he can get Giap down to 400 VPs, that'll give him a little room to try and vie for faction selection in Game 2. Austrian takes engine damage in the north from that AT grenade, unable to pick up the wipe. Oh, never mind. Does pick up the wipe. The T-34s, of course, will destroy it. I don't think Paul should have surrendered yet. He should have let the clock keep ticking. Once Giap... I mean, alright. Giap wins with 411 VPs. Paul's going to have to try and top that in Game 2. That's first loss since the tournament began for King Paul, who is currently the winner, in the lead for the Domination Award. Let's see if Giap can dethrone him, and let's see if Paul can recover the series in Game 2.